Good morning, everyone. I would like to call to order the hybrid virtual Pasco County Board of County Commission meeting of March 23rd, 2021. At this time, please silence all electronic devices and mute your microphones. Please stand for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
O merciful Creator, your hand is open wide to satisfy the needs of every living creature. Make us thankful for your loving providence and grant that we, remembering the account that we must one day give, may be faithful stewards of your good gifts. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
District 2, Commissioner Moore.
Here.
District 3, Commissioner Starkey.
Here.
District 4, Commissioner Fitzpatrick.
Here.
District 5, Commissioner Mariano.
Here.
District 1, Chairman Oakley.
Here. To remind everyone, when we do our voting today, since Commissioner Mariano is not here, we'll have roll call voting. So, Mr. Steinschneider, will you please go over today's proceedings?
Be happy to, Mr. Chairman. On March 12, 2020, the Board of County Commissioners declared a local state of emergency after the governor issued Executive Orders 2051, the public health emergency, and 2052, the state of emergency related to COVID-19, which has recently been extended by Executive Order 2145 on February 26, 2021. The board has chosen to hold its board meeting with a quorum physically present, utilizing communications media technology for the public and team members to participate. A detailed notice indicating the board's intent to conduct a hybrid virtual meeting has been posted on the board's website. On September 25th, 2020, the governor issued Executive Order 2244, moving the state into Phase 3 of the governor's Safe, Smart, Step-by-Step order, which was extended by Executive Order 2297, issued on November 24th, 2020. Large gatherings of over 50 people is still not recommended to congregate in any public space that does not readily allow for appropriate social distancing. The state's Surgeon General public health advisory is still in place with regard to maintaining social distancing and avoiding gatherings of 10 or more people. The public is being afforded an opportunity to make public comments either in writing or by the use of communications technology that has been provided. The board adopted Resolution 2182 on June 30th, 2020, establishing the procedural rules for hybrid virtual meetings such as the one being held today. As with any meeting that you take action, you are required to take public comment on any proposition pursuant to Section 286.0114 Florida statute.
All right. Thank you, sir. Now is the time for public comment. Citizens are given the opportunity to comment on any item coming before the board during this section. The board takes public comment on items to be placed on future board agenda and other business under their purview. Due to COVID-19 operations and to safeguard the well-being and safety of our citizens and staff, today's public comment will be handled as follows. First, we will take public comment from those who have pre-registered for a WebEx link and are currently on queue. After, we will read into the record public comments, documents, PowerPoints, or videos that have been identified by members of the public to be read out loud, played at the meeting, or received and filed. Finally, we will take public comment from those currently signed up at the kiosks. Comments are not to exceed 3 minutes per person. This new format does waive the request that does not waive the request that you address the board comments not to be directed personally against a commissioner or team member, but rather directed at the issues. This provides mutual respect between the board members and the public. For WebEx and kiosk participants, after stating your name and address for the clerk, the timer will begin and start with a countdown. After 2 minutes, one beep will sound, letting you know that you have 1 minute remaining. After the timer is up, two beeps will sound, directing the 3 minutes, indicating the 3 minutes are up and should close your comments. WebEx participants will be disconnected when their time is up, and the kiosk occupants, participants were asked to step away from the kiosks. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone pre-registered to speak on WebEx?
Chairman, we do have someone that was pre-registered, Brian Paris, but he has now come in person and is at the kiosk to speak to us.
So there's no one,
No one else signed up on WebEx, but I
Okay.
do have emails.
okay. So let's go to the emails.
Okay. I have a total of 5 emails requested to be read into the record, 3 additional that were asked for file only. So
Okay.
if you'd like, I can go ahead and read the ones.
Yes.
For the record, okay. Email is from Linda Connolly. Address is 5746 Wyoming Avenue, Newport Richey, Florida, 34652. Subject is mask mandate. Dear Commissioners, I'm writing this email to formally request that the Board of County Commissioners rescind the mask mandate in Pasco County or openly have a discussion as to why it should remain in place. This mandate was put in place for a couple of weeks to contain a virus, and here we are a year later, still under a mask mandate for a disease that, as of Thursday, March 18th, 2020, has killed 2 people in the state of Florida. Pasco County has an average of 297 deaths per 100,000 residents per year for heart disease, with Pasco having a population of around 583,661 residents. Just over 1,600 people have died from heart disease in the past year, from heart disease where 680 residents have died from COVID. This number does not reflect any errors in a hospital's judgment in what actually caused the resident to die. Based on these numbers, should we put a fast food mandate in place? Do we need to tag those with heart disease and put health monitors in place at the grocery stores to make sure that they are not eating anything that could kill them? Why are elected officials playing God and determining which deaths are allowed and which are not? In the past few months, I have entered many unnamed restaurants, Wendy's, Lowe's, Walmart's, and Sam's Club unmasked with no issue, and yet the county continues to maintain a mandate that even some of the local corporate businesses have enough sense to know is useless for those that are not sick. What I will not do is spend my money at a business that will force me to wear a mask, and I am not the only one. I'm delighted at the money I am saving, but I would rather be spending it to help local small businesses, no matter what party affiliation they may have. Your group, as county commissioners, are sitting in chairs paid for by the people that elected you, and you are being paid to work jobs that you received from being elected by those same voters. Your group is upholding a mask mandate that the governor of the state of Florida has rescinded. The state currently does not allow for any penalties for someone who does not wear a mask yet. Your group sees the need to continue to disrupt the lives of the citizens that elected you while submitting our police officers and sheriff's deputies to the daunting task of defending this totally unnecessary mandate. The time has come to stop the mask wars between our patrons and businesses that have enough sense to realize the health of the people does not rest in the hands of the corporations, the government, nor the elected Board of County Commissioners. Thank you. The next email is from Joanne, sorry. Let me get back to the original one. Okay, so the next email is from Judy, and I'm going to spell the last name Florczzyk. Residence is 17270 Raintree Road, Lutz, Florida. To whom it may concern, shortly after my husband and I retired and relocated to Lutz, Florida, we purchased our retirement home in Meadowbrook, September 30th, 2020. We learned about...
Madam Clerk, those, I believe, are all for the afternoon public hearings. They all have they're
Is this here,
referencing
Pine?
P49.
Are they for PVAS?
Top of
or-
On the agenda item 49. Okay.
Their
So you read
afternoon
that
Sorry,
public
it's
hearing.
very tiny font. I did not see it, even with my glasses.
Right.
You get
So-
to read them in the afternoon.
Okay, I get to read them in the afternoon then. No other emails to be read into record for the morning. Thank you, Mr. Stein-Snyder.
Is there anyone at the kiosks to speak this morning? Name and address for the record.
Good morning. Yes, my name is Joseph Passanisi. I reside at 2837 Plantain Drive in Holiday. You, the Commissioners of Pasco County Government, have violated the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Your law prevents citizens from speaking in front of the board to address their grievances. It is unconstitutional for two reasons. You are abridging the freedom of speech of Pasco petitioners, and you are denying the peaceful assembly of Pasco citizens to share their thoughts in this boardroom. First Amendment to the United States Constitution, ratified by the state of Florida, stipulates that no law shall be made abridging the freedom of speech or the right of the people to assemble to petition the government for a redress of their grievances. The First Amendment violation of the Constitution occurred when you required Pasco petitioners to redress their grievances by speaking into a camera in the hallway outside the boardroom. Verbal freedom of expression is abridged when the petitioner cannot look into the eyes of each member of the board to determine if the petition is being received. Communication to the board through digital transmission does not fully capture the passion, sound, and emotion of the live presentations of the petitioners. Your law only permits digital transmission of Pasco petitioners to board members via TV screens. This gives you the opportunity to mute the petitioner's grievances, which is the same as not receiving their petition. Further, other citizens assembled in the boardroom have no opportunity to hear the petition of grievance to offer their comments on the same petition. You cannot use COVID as an excuse to limit citizens' First Amendment rights. The governor of Florida has given approval to open all businesses. You are here to serve people by protecting the First Amendment rights. On this basis, I request that in-person petitions to redress grievances to the commission board be established within the next 2 weeks. I am confident this is the right decision based upon my 30 years of experience in local government management. I'd like to submit my written comments to the board. Would you accept?
Move to receive and file?
And a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Good job.
By roll call?
District 2, Commissioner Moore. District 3, Commissioner Starkey.
Aye.
District 4, Commissioner Fitzpatrick. District 5, Commissioner Mariano.
Aye.
District 1, Chairman Oakley.
Aye. Motion passed 5-0. We'll receive your report. Thank you.
Great job, sir.
Next individual.
Paris, I live at
Do it again. I had you muted. Go ahead.
Brian Paris. I live at 7401 Allison Street, Port Richey, Florida 34668. Linda Connolly and this young man that just spoke sentiment a lot of we the people's words. We are sick and tired of mandates. We're sick and tired of elected officials treating us like peasants and forcing communist laws and mandates on we the people. We are rising up. We're sick of it. You guys are sitting back there with no mask on, but yet you have a note saying everybody should wear a mask. Why is that? We should not have masks. Small businesses should not be forcing people against communist laws, making us wear masks. The governor has said we are 100% open, and yet you guys feel you need to control and keep us in power and fearmonger the American people. We will not allow this. We will keep rising up until you release these communist laws and mandates. And you, like this man just said, we're not allowed to assemble in public with you. If you guys are scared, each and every one of you should resign from your seats. We want strong leaderships in those seats. We don't need weaklings and that there are people that are going to be scared.
We have tyranny going on in this country, and yet you guys keep forcing laws against us, we the people, the American working class, small business, veterans, three-time veteran right here, and you guys are making me for communist laws here in America? We went and fought overseas for all this crap. You guys are pissing on every American soldier's grave who has fought and died for this country with all these laws. We will not allow it. We the people will keep speaking up against you guys until you let till we are free again. Let us make our decisions. And these red light cameras are stupid. Our county and state doesn't even run them. I see the bill and it comes from out of state. Why is that? And I want to also thank you, the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, all the officers who wear a uniform, all our military people from this county. I want to thank you guys. You guys are the true heroes. I also want to remind them to not force communist laws against us. Remember, you serve the people. But I love you guys. You guys are heroes. We respect you, and you guys deserve so much gratitude. I would not want your job in this era today. So God bless you. God bless America.
Thank you for your comments.
But, Mr. Chairman, just
Yes.
point of order real quick. Just a quick response to the gentleman.
Just a moment, ma'am.
Pasco County does not have red light cameras. Those are the cities themselves, just so you know, sir. So, yeah, we don't, just so you know, we don't do red light cameras. We're all in agreement with you. We don't have red light cameras in Pasco County. The cities, I don't know how many cities actually have them now, but
Yeah,
it might be Port Richey, New Port Richey, I'm not sure. But we don't allow them in the county itself. It's the cities, but unfortunately, we can't override them. Yeah.
There are some. I've gotten a ticket, unfortunately,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
just from a lot of we the people too.
Yeah,
that
no, I agree.
express
I don't
this
disagree with you on the red light cameras. I'm just letting you guys know that it's the cities,
stuff.
it's not the
Disagree with
county.
everything else I said, though, at least.
All right, thank you for your comments. Yes, ma'am. Name and address.
She's beating them.
Hi, my name is Kathy Julian. I reside at 10232 Worthyland Way, Newport Richey, Florida. And I'm sorry that I have to follow him because he's got a lot more passion than I do. I am obviously against the mask mandate. I'm not sure why we still have it. I also don't agree with the fact that we are not allowed in this public meeting room. I have seen a few, probably 3 of you that I know by face out in public. So I don't know why you can be in public and in other meetings, but you won't allow us in the same room as you here. When we go to the city of Newport Richey, they let us in the meeting room. It's just a matter of respect, and I think you should reconsider that. And I also think we should really reconsider the mask mandate. It doesn't make any sense. Most people don't wear masks anymore, but we're made to feel like pariahs if we don't wear masks. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.
All right, thank you for your comments. Name and address.
Hello, my name is Natalie Cronin at my address 5111 Amulet Drive in Newport Richey. So I'm here today to address why we cannot be in this building. I see our Capitol building, our nation's Capitol building, surrounded by walls, fences, our government being hidden away from us, more and more layers of distance between we the people and the government. That starts to feel like we are not being represented. We don't need to be doing that here. We don't need to be doing it there, but that's beyond the scope of this body. But yeah, we don't need to be following their example. We need to be letting people in. We need to be adequately represented. As the other lady say, Kathy, she say, we are allowed in the city council meetings. Yes, I've been going to those too. I'm allowed inside at least. And also about the mask mandates. I don't know the criteria you are using. I have heard that you are waiting for a certain percentage of vaccine uptake. Well, if you don't get that percentage of people wanting to take the vaccine, what, are we to wear masks forever? That's not going to work. And quite frankly, the risk reward for young people with this vaccine versus the actual virus, it doesn't make sense for a lot of us younger people to take this thing. So what then? Are we to wear masks or are we to risk our future health? I don't think that's an actual choice at that point. So it should not be tied to that. And also, we've all sent you numerous studies about the effectiveness of masks and really the lack thereof. But there's also the issue where they're causing harm. Having a wet cloth over your face for hours and hours, and people are always fiddle with them, touchy them, all of this. For our kids, for our workers, this is a breeding ground for bacteria. you can be vulnerable to bacterial infection. It's going to do more harm, plus all this harm of not seeing faces, the difficulty to communicate, which, my God, makes everything just much more difficult to get done. And quite frankly, it's taken a lot of civility out of interactions day to day. Because you cannot see somebody's face, it's harder to think of them as a person. So you just don't give them any slack. I've noticed this out and about. Nobody gives anybody the benefit of the doubt anymore because they don't even look like a person. This is no good. This has got to go. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Okay. Name and address for the record.
Tammy Deloy, 5108 River Point Court. Here I am, a year later. Still, this commission has refused to end this tyrannical mask mandate. When over 15 states and hundreds of counties across the country have dropped it, our governor never implemented a mask mandate, yet you commissioners feel that you are, I don't even know. You listen to Napier or the CDC or whatever. This could, as of January, the CDC's total numbers of deaths came out concluding that there were no excess deaths in 2020 than in previous years, which proves there never was a pandemic. A couple of weeks ago, the CDC published their own study on masks. If you read it, which I did, the study concluded that after 20 days of the mask mandate, only 0.5% of cases decreased, 0.7% in deaths, 1.8% dropped in after 100 days, 1.8. Enough is enough. Now let me read you an article titled "The 20 Reasons Mandatory Face Masks Are Unsafe and Immoral. 9 potential dangers. Cavities. New York dentists are reporting patients suffering from decaying gums, etc. by a doctor. Face deformities in children from having to wear masks. From the Journal of General Dentistry. Acne vulgaris, moisture and germs collecting in the mask. Increased risk of COVID-19. Dr. Russell Blaylock, and I'm not reading the whole thing here, but this is just a point. Bacterial pneumonia is up in, according to Oklahoma Press Conference. Immune suppression. American Psychological Association is reporting. Germophobia, toxic. We're breathing in fiberglass, lead, flame retardant. Physical harm, unreasonable evidence, insubstantial evidence, no protection, unsanitary, recklessness. You guys aren't thinking, okay, going into a store for a couple minutes, fine, but you're not thinking of the children in schools, the workers that have to sit in masks for 6 to 8 hours a day. I mean, I haven't worn a mask this entire time, but the 2 times I had to, both times I ended up with the cold. It's ridiculous. It's been a year. It needs to stop. The people that still want to wear them will still wear them regardless, but stop placing this on the American people. That is enough.
Thank you for your comments. Name and
My name
address.
is
Yes.
My name is
and address.
Janine Dombrowski. I live at 2926 Wainwright Court, Newport Richey, 34655. I am here again today representing a large group of Pasco County residents requesting a meeting with all of you, including Dan Biles. We, the people, need explanation as to why we are under a state of emergency. As educated taxpayers, we can clearly see that there is no state of emergency or imminent danger. According to Article 2 in the Disaster and Emergency Management, Section 30 through 26 definition says, emergency means any occurrence or threat thereof, whether accidental, natural, or caused by man in war or peace, which results or may result in substantial injury or harm to the population or substantial damage to loss of property. The real emergency seems to be forcing people to face masks, according to this definition. It is clear as you drive around our county that the people have spoken. It is back to normal as usual out there. There is no state of emergency, never really was. According to Section 30, declaration of emergency, when quorum of board able to meet, the duration of the state of emergency is limited to 7 days. It may be extended as necessary in 7-day increments by proclamation of the chairman or the vice chairman in his absence or in the absence of the chairman and vice chairman, any other county commissioner. The state of local emergency may be terminated by proclamation by a quorum of the Board of County Commissioners upon finding that the threat or danger no longer exists. Clearly, there is no threat. So it is time to do away with this nonsensical action. If you do not do away with it, we the people will demand an explanation to this tyranny. Section 30 through 32, the role of the county administrator during state of emergency. Upon the declaration of a state of emergency pursuant to this article, the county administrator or his designee shall have the authority without further board action to take emergency measures as he may deem appropriate to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the community. Appropriate measures include, but not limited to, there are 12 and none of them are being used. We need an explanation and transparency. All we see is government funding. Along with the state of emergency gone, we will go to the disgusting face diapers. They have littered our county and are so bad for our wildlife. It is so disgusting to watch people constantly touch their nasty spit-laden muzzles, then touch everything else. Please make this nonsense stop. Y'all are spreaders. I cannot fathom how you all think that this is safe and sanitary. Make this nonsense stop. We the people will be in touch to set up a meeting so you can show us facts about this emergency that we are under. By the way, we are not your peasants. You work for us. And we the people want evening comments back so that everyone can attend. I'm tired of taking off work to come here. And I own my own business. Have a nice day.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else at the kiosks?
That's it.
Nobody else.
Nobody else, okay? So that ends the public comment section. We will now move to the consent agenda. And for your information, C24 Commission District is incorrect. It is District 2 and not District 1, so that's been corrected. I have 2 pull items, C14 withdrawal, C20 pull and revise. Is there anything else that the board would like to pull at this time, or?
See, now move for approval, remain consent agenda.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to move approval of the remainder of items on the consent agenda by roll call vote.
District 2, Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
District 3, Commissioner Starkey.
Aye.
District 4, Commissioner Fitzpatrick. Aye. District 5, Commissioner Mariano.
Aye.
District 1, Chairman Oakley.
Aye. Motion passed 5-0. Okay, we, C14 is withdrawn, so we'll go to C20.
Todd Bailey, Chief Information Officer for the Information Technology Department. Mr. Chair, members of the board, item C20 is a incorrect date on the reference line on your board agenda memo. It references fiscal year 20 instead of fiscal year 21. It's for a not to exceed purchase for our secret server product in the organization.
Okay, I have a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor by roll call vote?
District 2, Commissioner
Aye.
Moore. District 3, Commissioner Starkey.
Aye.
District 4, Commissioner Fitzpatrick. Aye. District 5, Commissioner Mariano.
Aye.
District 1, Chairman Oakley.
Aye. Motion passed 5-0. Thank you. So that ends our consent items agenda. We'll move on to resolution. Which one we got here? I believe the first one we'll go to is resolution,
Your resolutions.
45, I believe.
The
R
regular item for 45.
Oh, that's regular items, so. that was correct.
Yeah, the resolutions were on
Well, we have
consent,
a
I believe,
resolution.
weren't they?
There's ours.
We got 2 resolutions we want to,
Okay.
yep. So we go to the first resolution.
First resolution is resolution number, it's for Michael Northrup, so you would come to the podium. Resolution number 21-134, resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, recognizing Michael Northrup for receiving the 2021 National Care and Control Association Animal Control Officer of the Year Award. Whereas each year, the National Animal Care and Control Association, committed to setting the standard of professionalism and support for the almost 12,000 animal officers nationwide, recognizes outstanding individuals throughout the country in the field of animal control and protection who have distinguished themselves as leaders in their profession and shown outstanding achievement in their organizations and communities. And whereas the National Animal Care and Control Association has selected Pasco County Animal Services Officer Michael Northrup as its 2021 award recipient as Animal Control Officer of the Year for his outstanding achievement and strong commitment to providing excellent customer service to the citizens and the animals in Pasco County. And whereas Officer Northrup displayed multiple heroic acts of service to the citizens of Pasco County beyond his assigned duties, including rescuing a citizen from a vehicle fire while on duty, rescuing an elderly citizen from an abusive caretaker while on a routine animal control call, and rescuing a troubled pedestrian from danger in a busy traffic intersection. And whereas Officer Northrup is a premier performer on the animal control team, routinely accepting the highest number of animal control calls and helping to resolve the most difficult cases, all while regularly being assigned to the busiest and often most challenging zone in the department. Whereas Officer Northrup shows great care and compassion for those citizens he encounters and is dedicated to the county's mission of premier performance and service excellence with the Pasco County Animal Control and Animal Services team. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, in session duly assembled, that said board hereby commends Animal Control Officer Michael Northrup for his dedication, service excellence, and for his selection as the National Animal Care and Control Association 2021 Animal Control Officer of the Year, done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 23rd day of March 2021.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Great job. So, you'd like to say something to the board? It's your time to speak, you know.
Person, a few words. I appreciate everyone's time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Mike's got a lot to say.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, Mike Shoemate, Director of Animal Services. We are truly proud of Mike for the work he does. He also represented Pasco County very well as the State Animal Control Officer last year, and so now he's moved on to take national honors, so we appreciate that very much. We actually have our own Assistant Director, Spencer Conover, who was duly elected recently to the board of NACA, the National Animal Care and Control Association. He did not have any voting rights on that award, but he is here to present for them, and he has an award for Mike. So.
Okay.
Thank you all for your time today. What Mike represents as far as the progressive future of animal welfare and animal control is everything we're looking for as far as the National Animal Care and Control Association. And I'm proud, as part of Pasco County, to have him represent our organization within the county. So presenting to Mike, the 2020 National Animal Care and Control Association Animal Control Officer of the Year.
All right. Congratulations.
Now we have to go after that international award. That's right. Thank you. Next, yep. Next resolution.
Do we need to make a motion?
Yeah.
I move to approve the motion.
Okay, a motion and a second. All those in favor by roll call vote?
District 2, Commissioner
Aye.
Moore. District 3, Commissioner Starkey.
Aye.
District 4, Commissioner Fitzpatrick.
Aye.
District 5, Commissioner Mariano.
Aye.
District 1, Chairman Oakley.
Aye. Motion passed unanimously. Congratulations, great job. So, okay, next resolution.
The next resolution is for Gina, is it Botticello? Or is it Botticello? It's Botticello. Okay, good, I got it right the first time. All right. Resolution number 21-135, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, recognizing Gina Botticello for receiving the 2021 National Care and Control Association Animal Welfare Professional of the Year Award. Whereas each year, the National Animal Care and Control Association, committed to setting the standard of professionalism and support for the almost 12,000 animal officers nationwide, recognizes understanding individuals throughout the country in the field of animal control and protection that have distinguished themselves as leaders in their profession and shown outstanding achievement in their organizations and communities. And whereas the National Animal Care and Control Association has selected Pasco County Animal Services Pet Services Supervisor Gina Botticello as its 2021 award recipient as Animal Welfare Professional of the Year for her outstanding achievement and strong commitment in providing excellent customer service to the citizens and animals of Pasco County. And whereas Gina has excelled in her position as the Pet Services Supervisor in Pasco County Animal Services, working hard to lead multiple teams within the organization to deliver premier levels of service over her tenure with the organization. These teams include the rescue transfer team, the volunteer team, the foster team, and the department's customer service team. And whereas during 2020, Gina, as the leader of the animal rescue team, or the rescue transfer program, helped place more than 2,000 homeless cats, dogs, puppies, and kittens with rescue partners, including private nonprofit shelters and foster-based rescue organizations. And whereas Gina's infectious, positive, life-saving attitude is an inspiration for not only those she supervises directly, but is a positive example for all team members in Pasco County Animal Services. Her dedication to the animals in our community is felt by all, including our citizens. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, in session duly assembled, that said board hereby commends Pet Services Supervisor Gina Botticello for her dedication, service excellence, and for her selection as the National Animal Care and Control Association 2021 Animal Welfare Professional of the Year. Done and resolved with a quorum present and voting this 23rd day of March 2021.
Motion?
Approval.
Second.
And I got a motion and a second by roll call vote.
District 2, Commissioner Moore. District 3, Commissioner Starkey.
Aye.
District 4, Commissioner Fitzpatrick. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, was it?
She said aye.
Okay, I didn't hear it. Okay, District 5, Commissioner Mariano.
Aye.
District 1, Chairman Oakley.
Aye. Vote is unanimous. Thank you. Congratulations. Job well done. So I guess we got another presentation, so.
Yeah. Go ahead. No? Yeah. All right. I do want to commend Gina for this award. She goes way above and beyond everything we could imagine out there. She builds strong relationships with local rescue organizations and those throughout the state. We're kind of the envy of some of the major shelters and other counties around us at our rescue program. Before she came on board, we were rescuing out maybe 600 to 700 animals. Now we're well over 1,000 or 2,000. So it's quite phenomenal, and she's been a great help in helping us sustain our Save 90 program, which is consistently above 90%. So we're very proud of her and all that she does, and she's a great leader for her team, and we really appreciate everything she does.
So I'll take my NACA hat off real quick and put on my Pasco hat. What Mike and what Gina have done over the last several years, including culminating in these 2 awards, is a great example of what the work that Pasco County Animal Services is doing in gaining national recognition from organizations like NACA, Best Friends Animal Society, and the ASPCA. So congratulations to Gina on the 2021 Animal Welfare Professional of the Year.
Gina, don't you want to speak? Gina?
Let's get a photo.
Gina, wouldn't you like to
I have
speak?
a mask on me. Is that okay? Okay.
We'll stay up here. Okay?
Did you want to present the resolutions? Jack has not signed. The resolutions. We'll hold on to
We'll
them.
send them to, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to hold them in the picture?
You gonna stand up?
I think that's a good
Commissioner
idea.
Mariano hasn't signed, so once
Yeah.
he does, then
Yeah.
we can.
Okay. Congratulations. Yep.
Hey, Mr. Jack, hurry on before we go.
Mike,
Mr. Chairman?
wait a minute, Jack. Mike, when I got elected 4 years ago, and we came here, and that 4 years, we were ups and downs with the animal service, and everybody was fussing and carrying on. Look at the change.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing and awesome that the work that your team's doing in our county for this.
Yeah, I think that's exactly, you pinpointed it when you said team, and honestly, it's amazing. Dan's always talked to us about people, purpose, and performance, and getting the right people in the right positions make a world of difference.
Yeah.
So we thank you very much for your support.
Okay. You have something to say, Dan?
Hear a little bit more from Gina about her,
Yeah.
leads her teams and stuff. She was a guest on the Pasco podcast, so the reason she did a great job on that.
Right.
So it's really interesting listening to her.
Oh, yeah. Commissioner Mariano?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to highlight just exactly what you were saying. Kathy Pearson looked at this problem a bit ago, did a great job bringing Michael in, bringing the team in with Spencer, with Michael, with Gina. The whole team has been absolutely phenomenal. What they've done as far as saving 90, they've surpassed that goal. The customer service, the volunteers they bring in, and the passion, and truly a mere part of Pasco County. So I just want to thank them all for the great work they're doing.
Okay, great job.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to regular items. Let's see, R45 is first up.
What are we missing here?
Mr. Chairman, I had asked for a presentation. We had seen at the Restore Act Committee meeting, they showed the Bailey's Bluff Vista Shoreline Stabilization Project, which I thought was phenomenal, something we've talked about doing with legislative changes, et cetera. But Curtis, what you've done with the Restore Act Committee from the day you got on it has been phenomenal, but this project here I thought was showing the board to the great ingenuity that you come up with to bring this forward.
Thank you.
Curtis Franklin with Parks and Rec. I have with me, if you have technical questions, I have with me from Land and Water Environmental Services. They're the engineer on record for doing this project is Mr. Adam Marshall. He'll be joining me with it. For the overview, for Key Vista, one of the problems that we have out there is we have a lot of erosion that's occurring along that shoreline. The tide goes in, the tide goes out, and every time it does, any boats that come up in that area, they typically come up on planes, so there's a combination of issues there. So we're seeing, what we're planning to do here is harden the existing shoreline. We want to get the sediment out of the Rocky Creek, the sediment that's fallen off the bank into the creek. We want to pull that back out, put it back up on the shoreline, and regain that ground there. Depending on funding that's allowed, or the funding that we have, we also want to do some things like improving amenities, constructing an observation platform so people can get out there, get down to the water, and see some of the stuff that's out there. Improve the trail from the parking lot to the boat launch. It's not really a boat launch, it's a kayak launch. If you've ever been out there, it's sugar sand all the way out there, so dragging a kayak behind you, even if you got one of the kayak carts, is a challenge. So we want to see if we can improve that a little bit. A waterside platform to get in and out of those kayaks would be a nice thing to have. Improve the trail along Rocky Creek. We want to take the sediment out of the creek. We're going to build that trail back up and then try to harden it or look at fixing that structure up there. Our current budget is $500,000 from Restore, and then from the GO bond, we have $140,000 obligated. So total budget is $640,000. Like I said, Land and Water is our engineer and record. We're doing survey and geotechnical work. They were out there last Friday, I think it was. Last Friday, Tierra was out there doing that type of stuff. We're hoping by the end of March here, we said mid-March, but hopefully by the end of March, we'll have the first surveys completed, initials drawings done, and we'll be moving in towards that. July timeframe, we can't really proceed until we do seagrass surveys. Any dredge that we do, whether it's this one or whether it's anywhere in the county, you're going to have to do seagrass surveys. That happens from the July, August, September timeframe. Fall 2021, we're hoping to put our permits into Army Corps to do the dredge with FWC, with FDEP, things along that lines. And then with luck, hopefully it comes back in spring, we bid it out, and then next summer we'll actually start to do the dredge. Currently, this is a map looking down on Rocky Creek here. Key Vista is to the south of the red line there. We're doing approximately 1,500 linear feet of dredging, restore that a little bit. In some areas, it's going to be a little bit more narrow than others. We have, excuse me, we have presence of a lot of large rocks that are in there. There's no way that we can remove those large rocks without a substantial cost, so those will remain in place. This is a maintenance dredge. This was dredged initially back in the 50s, so we're going to be restoring that. It follows pretty much the same line that we followed before. And it's also designed to restore the flushing water to Sleepy Bayou. So the idea to minimize the cost here, I think, is one of the key things that Commissioner Mariano would have pointed out. The idea is to take the spoils from the dredge, and instead of hauling them off to a landfill or a DMAC and then a landfill, what we're going to do is we're doing samples to make sure that they're clean. Once we verify that, we're going to pump them back up on shore. We don't have to haul them off that way. We end up saving a lot of cost and a lot of money doing that. And that's a presentation.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah. It's, government moves so slow. Those dates. So I think we approved this in 2019 or 2018, but glad to see we're got a light at the end of the tunnel. But can you put up a map? Can you go to maps and go to that area? One of the things that I was wondering about was it has a really nice beach at low tide. And there is a, what do you call it when you have all the rocks in a line and it kind of collects the sand?
A jetty?
There is a jetty there that was formed when they dredged it before. And I wondered about putting some of the spoils along that jetty and helping to catch more sand so that we can build up that beach there. It's done all over the country. And when they get the map up there, I can show you exactly where I'm talking about. But it's at the mouth of the creek.
Currently, that's not part of the project, but we could consider that as maybe a phase 2 of the project, or if there's another.
Do we have 2 phases?
No, this is the scope of the project right here with the amount of funding that we have. I think we're pretty ambitious with the amount of stuff that we're going to get done.
And I wanted to remind you that the residents have collected money and are holding it to pitch in, and I've met with all of them, and they're willing to collect more. They realize that the ones who are benefiting from this dredge have responsibility and pledge that at the Restore meeting that they would each pitch in. I think it's $1,000. And how many houses are on that bayou right there that's going to benefit from this dredge? Something makes me think there's 40.
Yeah, I think that number is pretty close. I don't know the exact number of houses that are along there, but I am familiar with that, and I've talked to the guy that's organizing it multiple times and working with him throughout this.
So what I wanted to show you, if you could go to maps view, not or satellite view, and zoom in. I got to tell you, that's a beautiful park. It was kind of neglected. When they went in to clean it up, they found things that we had built years ago that no one knew were there. And they fixed now that the trail is built, it's getting a lot more use as well, because parking at Key Vista and walking along that trail and then down along the water and on the boardwalk to Anclote River Park makes it beautiful, and back into the new Anclote River Trail makes a 3-mile loop, and it's gorgeous. But the beach I'm talking about, and you can kind of see it there. I think you're too far to the north or south. Let's see here. Maybe not. Wow, that's really bad resolution. Is that it?
Technology.
Oh, here we go.
It's trying to load.
There it comes.
Oh, there you
Okay, so keep zooming in to Key Vista Park. You're,
Just, yep,
it's
go north just a
north,
little bit.
Yeah.
Here you go back to the.
Right there,
Okay,
right there.
there. You
There
see
you
the
go.
beach? Right there.
Yes.
And at low tide, I mean, there's people with their chairs and picnic baskets and everything sitting there. And there is a jetty. When you come out, there's a boat coming out, look at that, along the left side of the mouth of that channel, that if we could strengthen it, I think we could capture more sand, which would be really nice to have a beach in Pasco.
That's certainly a project I can take back and talk to Keith about, see if it's something we can do. That particular jetty is part of the property of Sean Craig. It's private, or I'm sorry, that's a Schwartzel property there. So that
Well,
isn't
the
our
one on
property,
the
but
north,
on the
but I'm
south
talking about
side
the one
we
on the
could.
south. Yeah,
We would have to work with the state. So that is an FCT property, so that's something also we would have to work with the state on as well.
Key Vista is the Florida Communities Trust
Yes, ma'am.
property? That's interesting. I thought it was part of the Key Vista DRI.
No, it's an FCT property.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad to see this coming, and boy, I tried to take my little teeny tiny jet boat up there, and I was terrified. We didn't make it all the way. We turned around, and that thing, you know, is 6 feet of water. So, I mean, 6 inches of water. So
Oh, yeah.
I know everyone will be really happy there. And as that park has even more users, I'm sure even more and more of that park is going into the stream there. So I only wish we could blast some of those rocks out of there.
Any other questions? Not, thank you for your report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, yes, sir.
I just want to thank Curtis and Adam and Commissioner Starkey for being so in tune to the ground of what's going on up there. It's a great project for the community. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to this group here at this time, because we're right close to time certain. R46, Commissioner Status of Women.
Good morning.
Are they supposed to be here?
No, they were gonna be online on web.
Oh, they're gonna be online?
They
Okay.
are.
Mr. Chairman, I think Gene Nappy's is online right now.
Okay.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Well, good morning, Chair Oakley and Pasco commissioners and guests. My name is Jean Nappy. I am the vice chair for the Commission on the Status of Women, and I'm here to present our annual work plan update for Cheryl Pollock, who couldn't be with us today. She's our chair. I believe you're looking at our presentation, page 1, which is going to review our year of 2020 for the CSW. We broke it down into quarters so we can kind of highlight our activity in the first quarter. We actually, this was before the COVID hit, we were actually able to attend the Pasco Hernandez State College Women's Conference. We had people, we had members attend. It was a lot of great speakers, women speakers and men. We also created the Women's History Month and Suffrage Centennial Resolution. We established our work plan. We raised funds to support gender-based violence and domestic violence, and created the CSWY How What statements, hosted monthly hybrid virtual meetings, which we are still doing at this time. Next slide. There is our attendance at the Empowered Conference, and we had a nice table set up with our palm cards that we passed out. Next slide. Quarter 2, we appointed some new members. Lauren Maselli from Pasco EDC, Dr. Rhonda Waddell from St. Leo, Leona Schuler from the African American Club of Pasco, and District 5 appointee Denise Nicholas. We had a nice article that came out in the Florida Women's Magazine talking about the CSW, and you know that we had some presence in social media, you know, what kind of talking about what we what's our mission and our focus. We presented the CSW in community groups, chamber and coalition events. We raised awareness of Pasco County's challenges and resources relative to domestic violence and sexual assault. Next slide. And here is a recap of the domestic violence arrests and offenses for 2020, where we got this information and made it available. Next slide. Quarter 3, we had a guest, Amanda Maggard, CEO, and Kristen McCall, both from Advent Health, Zephyr Hills, talking about the Simpson Breast Center and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Celebrated achievements of the women in Pasco by making connections across the community and bridging community resources to educate and inspire women. And served as a champion and reliable resource for women and girls, connecting them to supportive opportunities to help them learn and achieve. Next slide. In quarter 4, we had guest speaker Sue Campbell from the Rope Center, Sam Hines from Women's Business Enterprise Council, Nancy Allen, President and CEO, Women's Business Enterprise Council. We also raised awareness of women-owned businesses in Pasco County while working with the Pasco EDC and the WBECF. We started the creation of a directory of women-owned businesses in Pasco County, which to date right now we have identified 86 women-owned businesses, and we're still gathering information there. We established various subcommittees to promote various women's initiatives, including but not limited to countywide awareness of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Women's History Month, Women's Health Month. Next. And here's a slide from the WBEC, women-owned businesses. And it looks like they have a total of 22 on this slide. Next. And continuing with quarter 4, we hosted my Bishop Pasco EDC, discussed programs focused on entrepreneurship and women-owned business and the Smart Start program. We added the resolution for the Women's Suffrage Centennial to the December 8th Board of County Commissioners meeting agenda. And we had a socially distanced photo with our invited women leaders and guests. Updated informational rack card, continue to collaborate with local area coalitions, committees, chambers, etc. We're continuing the domestic violence awareness and human trafficking awareness. Supported fundraising efforts of community organizations aligned with CSW mission. Next. And here is our social distance picture out in front of the West Pasco campus. Next. Moving forward in 2021, we are continuing with the hybrid monthly meetings We've arranged it to where we're back and forth between Dade City and Newport Richey. So members who live on either side of the county have a shorter distance to go every other month. We continue to use the work plan template in the packet, which we have, there's like 14 identified items in that packet that we're actively working on. Partner with Sunrise Domestic and Sexual Violence Center to raise program funds. Continue to align efforts with existing organizations addressing issues important for women and girls. Establish an inaugural event to recognize, support, and celebrate the achievement of women and girls. Next. Also, increase involvement in leadership activities and raise awareness of challenges faced to improve the status of women and girls in our community. Attend Florida Commission on the Status of Women Lead Summit. I know that I'm registered for that and a couple others. Network with peer CSW groups in Florida and collaborate with the statewide commission on the status of women to align efforts. Next. We have a list of our panel members, which is a total of 15, 5 from commissioners and 10 from appointed positions from other entities. We have Cheryl, Jean, Leona, Rosario, Charney, Lauren, Lisa, Rhonda. Next. Kelly Sin. We're actively speaking with United Way on a representative. We have Jenny, Kelly, Teresa, and then Commissioner Fitzpatrick is working on District 4. And then we have Denise. Next. And here are our appreciation acknowledgement folks with their logos, and we thank everybody and everybody listed there for the contribution to our commission, and we're actively, pursuing 2021.
Okay. Jean, thank you
Next,
for your report.
I think that's a slide.
Okay. Thank you for your report. Very good report, and seems like y'all got a lot of things going on with your group, so very important in our county.
And I don't hear anybody.
Okay.
Chairman Oakley. As you guys can see, this committee has been super active in the time of COVID, so I'm really proud of the work that they're doing. They wanted to have a big event, but we've had to postpone that until we can have large events again. So look for something like that coming up in the next year. But in the meantime, I participate whenever I can virtually, and it's just been phenomenal what they're doing. I actually thought that this idea of this women-owned business directory was a really cool idea, and I even reached out to one of the owners of Lanky Lassies in Dade City, who makes shortbread cookies and ships them all over the country. So we're going to carry them in the market because we like to support local businesses. So I think that directory will be great for the county. Great job to all of you on the commission.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Stark. And I have to say the Lanky Lassies was part of the Smart Start program.
Oh, excellent.
Too, so, yeah.
So, really good shortbread. Here's a commercial for her.
Thank you for your time, Commissioner.
Yeah, thank you. A very good report, and we see you're very active in your group, so we appreciate all that y'all do throughout our county. So, any other comments on the board? Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Jean.
you. Have a good day.
Mr. Chairman, Jack Mariano.
Yes, sir.
I'd just like to say I'm happy to see this organization doing so many good things. And Commissioner Stark, you might be a good thing for doing a concert at some ranch I know over on Starkey Park over there.
What do you say?
Might be a good place to do a concert out of your place.
Oh, yeah.
Opens up.
Yeah.
You put the work on
Can
it.
I hear you.
If I might ask Jean a question? Jean?
Yes.
You know, knowing that this federal legislation that just got passed, I think by executive order, with those who identify themselves as women in college sports, are you guys like looking at that issue, doing anything with that?
No, sir. It hasn't come up.
Well, it's already been passed, but it's something that's going to start affecting our young girls, young ladies that you know, play in college and compete for scholarships, et cetera.
I'll be sure to bring it to the next meeting.
Okay, I'll try to get more information on it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gene.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye now. Okay, now we move into old business. Mr. Moore?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me get my eyes on real quick. Commissioners, first I want to thank you all for passing the resolution declaring March 26th as Social Emotional Learning Day in Pasco County. It was on the consent agenda this morning. And I do want to say hello to Miss Kate Fletcher in her civics class at John Long Middle School. And they are, I don't know if they're watching right now, but they will be watching the replay. I'm speaking to their class on, I think it's Friday, if I'm not correct. And I've had the opportunity to speak to their class in the past, their civics classes in the past. And it's great to speak to civics classes. We obviously need more of that in our schools and need to continue that in the future. And I talked to them obviously about how local government's set up, tell them a little bit about how what the county commissioners do, and they really appreciate it. The Social Emotional Learning Day is also a part of the Teacher Leader Academy program that is part of a partnership between the Pasco Education Foundation and USF. And social emotional learning is the process where children and adults acquire and effectively apply the knowledge, attitudes, and skills necessary to understand, manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain positive relationships, and make responsible decisions. It's often taught in the classroom. SEL improves academic outcomes, builds a positive school climate, and provides children with the necessary skills to excel in today's workforce. So again, great job to Ms. Fletcher and to all the John Long Middle School community. They're actually using this resolution as also as part of one of their projects, so we're excited for that. And I think Commissioner Fitzpatrick, you actually had something you wanted to say in reference to this as well?
Oh, no? Okay. I would like to say we as a board and as a community are very pleased that social emotional learning is being recognized today. As many know, I work with many students. SEL is a part of 5 stages of development, and every child needs to have an opportunity to have the robust curriculum that includes the opportunities for SEL. At birth to age 5, at 5 years old, 90% of the children's brain is already developed. Children and experience and relationships are formed during these years and those determine how their brain develops. Nationally, 26% of children by 1 year old show behavioral problems related to the lack of emotional regulation. Studies show that SEL improves the well-being and academic outcomes, builds positive school climate, and provides children with the necessary skills to excel in today's workforce. Please accept our gratitude for bringing this forward, and thank you to all of the teachers and school administration who recognize the important role SEL plays on our children's development. Thank you again, and congratulations on the resolution. And thank you, Commissioner Moore.
Thank you, Commissioner Fitzpatrick. Again, Ms. Fletcher, since if you guys are watching, I look forward to seeing you all on Friday. And as Commissioner Fitzpatrick stated, we appreciate each and every teacher that obviously throughout the county as well. And we'll see again, like I said, on Friday. Second thing I wanted to bring up was this morning we also passed the Irish American Heritage Month resolution. It was on consent today. I hope everybody had a safe and St. Patrick's Day last week and celebrated the Irish culture. So from this Irishman to the rest of you, hope you have a great Irish Heritage Month.
Moore is Irish? Or is it on your mother's side?
Coincidentally enough, both my parents were Moore when they were married.
Get out.
Swear to God, yeah, yeah.
That's like a West Virginia thing.
Well, now, okay. Now, wait a second here, Commissioner Starkey. I will giggle at that. That was pretty funny. They were not from the same area or the same parts of the country.
Oh, you hope.
Coincidentally. They were O'Moores before that got changed. Yes, I have strict Irish blood in me. That was a good one. Let me collect myself for a moment here. All right, I'll get you back. Just kidding. Moving on, I've been studying our Certificate of Public Convenience and Necessity Ordinance, which I've had some conversations with people on the EMS Advisory Board, appointees, and as well as Mr. Biles in the past. And I really think we can do a better job with that process. There are some inconsistencies in there. The applicant does not have to show a need, but the ELMS board considers if there's a need. I also don't know if it's needed to have this open every single year. I don't think it needs to be open every single year because if there's a need, we'll put it out if there's a need, just like we do any other type of bid or RFP process. So I think we should open it up every 2 years, and at the same time as the COPCN renewal cycle happens, it'll save a lot of time and effort for staff. It'll also save a lot of time for our appointees on that. And again, if it's needed, we can put it out for bid. If somebody decides to leave or is not fulfilling their duties, we can go ahead and open that up. So I'm going to go ahead and make a motion real quick and see if I can get a second and the full board support. So I'm going to make a motion to direct the county attorney's office to bring back amendments to the Certificate of Public Convenience and Necessity Ordinance to make the application period every 2 years and on the same cycle as the COPCN renewals for existing providers, and have the applicant demonstrate that a need actually exists and have staff review and verify that it actually does exist.
Well,
I'll second
that. And under discussion, I thought we fixed that. I thought we had a discussion when the last big thing was coming
Yeah,
up.
we
so-
did have a discussion.
Okay,
It
so
wasn't fixed.
I am in support of that. I know to have them have to go through all those hoops every year doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So,
Do we have a
Have
second?
have a motion and a second by roll call vote.
District 2, Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
District 3, Commissioner Starkey.
aye.
District 4, Commissioner Fitzpatrick.
Aye.
District 5, Commissioner Mariano.
Aye.
District 1, Chairman Oakley.
Aye. Motion passed.
Thank you,
Unanimous.
Mr. Chairman. That's it for me.
Okay. Ms. Starkey?
Oh, boy. Okay, well, I've got a list, but okay. So first I want to show you, I went to Tallahassee last week, Derek and I, and Tom Madonna as well. We had quite a few appointments, and I will thank Sean and Sam for setting them up for us, and Ralph. And we met with Jared Oakes. If you remember Jared, he was, what was his title then? Speaker Corcoran's chief of staff, maybe. I don't know what his title was when he was up there, but Pasco County guy, and he is now a chancellor over at Department of Education. So we met with Jared, with Henry Mack, the adult education chancellor. They are very impressed with what we're doing and asked us to put a white paper together for a proposal to do a pilot study for our county and Pinellas County in helping STEM education career academies. We also met with Allison Flanagan, the vocational rehab director for Department of Education. We met with Michelle Denard, the president of Career Source Florida. We met with Stephanie Kopalousis, who is the new chief of staff for the governor. That was very eerie. We met at 7:30 in the morning in the Capitol building. It's like a desert up there. No one's up there. And but I've never been to a 7:30 meeting before. I try not to go to those. But she is a friend of a friend, and it's great to have a contact like that in the governor's office. We also met with Dane Eagle, the head of Department of Economic Opportunity, and I think we're missing one here. We met with the head of Enterprise, Florida, who is also from Tampa Bay area. Jamal worked at the Port of Tampa. Got to put this on my list for thank yous. We met with Kevin Guthrie, the head of the Division of Emergency Management. He used to be our guy. And also Representative Josie Tomko and Amber Mariano, among others. So in discussions with Kevin, we brought up Willowbrook, which is in Commissioner Mariano's district, but as you know, since I've been up there meeting with some of the state officials, we've tried to help the folks on that street who, I don't know, for 2 years now, cannot walk home. I cannot drive home, cannot have mail delivered, cannot have garbage pickup because of the road in front of their house is condemned. And he brought together a team while we were sitting there, and they are trying to find solutions within the federal guidelines that can help those poor people who, have really can't sell their homes. No one's going to buy a house that's on a road that is in danger of collapsing. So I'm real excited that they're going to try and help us. He had a really bright young girl in there named Maddie. I don't remember her title, but she's actually looking for unusual ways to find funding. And one of the ideas she brought up was in the earthquake funding, because this is they have GPS that shows that the ground has moved. And so anyway, they're looking hard for ways that we can find funding to help buy that out. Sorry, my phone is ringing here. So let's see. He said, so just so y'all know, it'll take about $2.3 million to buy out all the homes. There's 11 homes impacted, and 6 are completely restricted from direct access. Then we also talked about the Elfers Parkway, and as you know, Kevin set us up with a great federal program that would buy out 100% of the home's value, plus give them money to move, and down payment assistance. And we're struggling with that program, and I don't think we have anybody under contract yet. So I wanted to make them aware of that and see if there's anything they can do to help us get that program, at least buy some of those houses out on Elfers Parkway, because that's a disaster over there. I had a video that I wanted to show you from Tallahassee. Are you able to play that? This is as I was leaving. This is what Leon County does for trails. I can't ever have a commissioner items without trails in it. And I wanted to show you this video. And I just, over the years going to Tallahassee, I've been so impressed with their trails program. But notice their trail on the side of the road. This is what I talk about when I say we should just buy a little bit more land and move the trail off the edge. And every once in a while, it comes right to the edge. And there's a bus pull out there. But you can see that they take it away from the edge. There's landscaping to the left. There's landscaping to the right. And to me, that's just a representative of a great trails plan. And they do this all over the city like that. So, you can notice their medians too are very nicely landscaped, but look at that trail. Now that's a trail that's going to get a lot of use. And that's just beautiful. Okay, then I want to show you some of my drive around holiday photos. And a couple of these I've sent in a couple of times to code, and I know that I keep them very, very busy. But I just want to try and end this for my neighborhoods. And so this is what I see. We don't require garbage pickup. So if you could keep sliding through. This is what I find, and look at that road that I hope we will pave soon. Keep going. This is Holiday Drive. I'm pretty sure that's a condemned trailer, and I'm going to talk about the combination program in a second. But this one, you're going to see another photo from this house. Let me tell you that if you could go back one. This is the trailer. This is a travel trailer from 1960 that is behind the Wawa on 19. This is where all the people that like to hang out at the Wawa and the bus stop that we took away, this is where they hang out. When I visited this house, and there were 3 fatalities here a couple months ago, drug shootings, and I talked with some of these people, but yeah, it was crazy. I shouldn't have gone alone. But the woman who owns this travel trailer, it's not a mobile home, it's a travel trailer. She did not know the name of anyone who was hanging there on her porch, and there must have been 10 guys and women loiter on her porch, and they did not know her name. So this is a really, really sad situation that I am really hopeful we can help that woman and get this condemned. The poor guy who lives next door, he's the one that always sends me these photos, and I go take my own. But this is from a couple days ago, and okay, keep sliding through. And the condemned mobile home is across the street, by the way. This is another house. I think this is on Trouble Creek, which I don't. That's a very heavily traveled road, and we shouldn't wait for me to be turning these in. That's my problem with reactive code enforcement. Keep going. You can see it piled up over there. Keep going. So this is that one. This is from March 11th. The other one was more recent, and it just keeps piling and piling. So I don't, imagine what that smells like and what the rats are doing in that street. So keep going. I think I have more. Is that it? Okay. The car? Yeah, it's really short. Also, by not having code enforcement on weekends, I find that the car dealers like to, they take advantage of us. What happened to the car? Instead of calling code enforcement, I went ahead and just called the dealership, and I asked him to move the car. But he puts that, I frequently see this out on 19. Can you freeze it? Well, it's on the other side. That is such a safety hazard right there, putting that car out on the hot. That is the edge of 19 right there. So I asked him to move it in, but I think we need someone to go up and down and work on the weekend, so they stop doing this. So,
in the median?
Huh?
Is that in the median?
Just about, yeah. But that's a safety hazard when you're coming out. So this is all for my plea to every year as we go through the budget process to add more people to code enforcement, because as you can see, we still have issues. And Commissioner Mariano, I drove up to Whitney Seafood. I've driven up there twice in the last few weeks, and I just see so many violations up on 52 north of where I usually drive. There's signs that don't have any faces on them. There are companies who are placing advertisement out on the street. I see more used car dealerships that have moved in that weren't there, 6 months ago. I just see so many violations, and I turn mine in, and I am really seeing, I think, Holiday and US 19 looking better. It's taken 8 years to get a lot of those signs gone. But when those old, nasty, empty signs are turned in, it starts a clock, and code enforcement notifies the business that they have 6 months to fix that sign. And if nothing happens or the business is vacant in 6 months, they have to cut it down and take it out. And it really does make a difference when those old, ugly, abandoned signs or broken signs come out. So I would encourage more code enforcement up in that area as well. And then lastly, I want to talk about demolitions, because when I showed you that photo, one of those trailers on Holiday Drive was a trailer that's been slated for demolition for over a year. And Christy came and spoke to us about six months ago or 4 months ago about the demolition program. And when the HRE team took over handling all of these, they inherited 200 demolitions, and we still have a huge backlog. And we had talked about hiring another team to go out and do it. So here are some numbers from March 21 for this fiscal year. We had 167 requests for demolition investigations, as of March 5th for the year, wow, FY '21. 142 formal investigations have been completed. 102 have resulted in determination. 30 were unfounded. So, but we only took down 21 structures. That's how big that backlog is. So we need to take down more of these quickly. We had 23 owner demolitions in 21. 30, I don't really understand when she's saying fiscal year 21, so is that, because we're in 21 now. So is that from October to now, is she saying? Okay. 31 property information reports ordered and received from the vendor. We have 38 orders to demolish and process and recorded since October 1st. 8 liens processed and recorded, and 12 appeals have been heard, and all were successfully defended. So we have an opportunity to give someone some business. They can start a demolition company, and we have lots of work for you. So I would really like us, Sally, to, I don't know what needs to be done to hire another demolition company, but I'd like to speed up the demolitions. And as we do the demolitions, I want there to be an automatic no trespassing sign goes up and is registered with the sheriff. So if squatters come in, like what happened on 19, we can immediately evict them, because we had to search for that owner who lives out of state. So thankfully we were able to find him. However, all that trash that they brought onto that lot in Holiday, right on 19, is still there. And we have a court date in April, but you know, so what? The trash is all going to sit there piling up for another month. So I think that's enough for today. All right, thank you.
And just to add something to what you're saying, Krista Sims and their group that's been going, during COVID, they did a lot of good things in that group and cleaned up a lot of things.
Yeah.
Better than they had been able to do in the past. So they're moving a lot of things forward, and hopefully that group will do even greater things this year. So.
Well, I've heard that we're
doing
making.
a good job.
Well, I know, and I heard that we have stripped the litigation, nuisance properties, PSO properties, fire priorities out of the business plan for the HRE. So I think we said last time, we really like that program. We don't want it messed with. It's been very successful. They just need more help getting these condemned businesses or homes and buildings out of here. But frustrating about the HRE program.
All right, Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Thank you. I also attended the Legislative Day in Tallahassee. I was able to speak with some elected officials after the meeting and members of the FAC. I am working on my way to working to learn as much as I can to become a certified county commissioner and attend as much training as possible. I also met with Sean Foster while I was up in Tallahassee. On Friday and Saturday, when I got back, I was up in Tallahassee from Tuesday to Thursday, and then on Friday and Saturday, I attended the MPO AC training all day. One of the big concerns is the gas tax and what's going to be happening in the future, and making sure our projects do end up on the list to continue moving forward. While we were in Tallahassee, the landscaping was very beautiful, and I just want to remind businesses that we do have the $20,000 grant for landscaping to beautify their areas. And then I would like to nominate Don Anderson for the Planning Commission at this time.
Second.
Thank you.
That's not.
We're not doing that yet.
No?
Oh.
That's not.
Yeah, the Planning Commission is not individual commissioner appointments anymore, is it?
Oh, that's right.
No, it's not. It'll come to us. Denise will
So,
bring it to us, I
yeah.
think, in the near future.
It closed, I want to say, last week, I think is when they closed, and then we were planning on bringing them to the board at your next meeting, because we want to get you all the packets, get you all the information, so that you can review all of them, and then
Right.
make a
And then we
decision.
actually vote on.
Right.
At that meeting.
Right.
All
And
right.
2 of them are probably going to recommended reappointments, because 2 that expired,
Right.
that we would probably recommend reappoint. So really only one vacancy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a reminder, we have the Moon Lake cleanup coming up Sunday, April 11th. And is someone able to confirm, are Moon Lake residents able to go to the dump and drop off their items on Friday and Saturday?
Come forward.
Thank you. That just dawned on me.
So good morning, Mike Carball, Assistant County Administrator, Public Infrastructure. If it's in conjunction with the cleanup, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. They would just, we can get with you on what the procedures would be.
Okay, because I see it on their page on Friday and Saturday. I wasn't aware of that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're working the logistics on this one, but we can get together and get you some good information out to the community.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. And lastly, I am pleased to see we actually do have a proactive code enforcement team out there now. So maybe we can send them over to Commissioner Starkey.
The what?
A proactive code enforcement team. Maybe we can send them to your area that you
Yeah, they
recommend
need more
cleaned
people.
up.
They're very busy. But I'll take all the help I can get. But I think Jack's gonna need a lot of help up there too, so.
So maybe in the future, considering, do we need more
Yes, we need more.
staff for that? So, okay. All right, and that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Mariano? Mr. Mariano, are you with us? Old business?
Sir, I had the video going, but not the other, so thank you. I'd like to thank the Board of County Commissioners for appointing the 2 Restore Act Committee members today. Our next meeting's April 1st. I think Victor, Skip Geiger, and Nick Mudry would be a great addition to the group. So having them come forward, Lynch did a great job setting it up for us to help us make that selection process real easy. And I'd like to say that at that meeting, you're going to see a presentation of signatures supporting the dredge project from Leisure Beach and Gulf Harbors, totaling over 400+ signatures. Pam had made mention that the one thing Treasury likes to see is public input, and not just that we did public input, but actually what the public said. So I think that'll go a long way to help Treasury see it's a good project. This past weekend at SunWest, they had a alternative up there with Drew Cesare and Simply Events. It was a little bit tough with the weather and all, but they did have a beach volleyball tournament that had 94 players from all over the country. They're really impressed. Yeah, really impressed with the property. They got this group that was out there burning that tournament's got another one coming this weekend. And they're going to be looking to work with our Tourist Development Board as well as our staff to go put a long-term plan in there, at least for the next year, to run a series of these events coming up. So I think it's going to be pretty exciting. They're going to look at improving the poles, the staff is that is, to kind of upgrade them a little more with the latest technology, which I think will make it easy to run these tournaments. And Commissioner Starkey, I want to thank you even from day one when we had that issue out there at on Willowbrook Court with those people at the. I know Andy Foster said that we had an offer out there at 75%, which a lot of people feel is enough. We may have some extra options coming up we can actually take a look at, but I appreciate your diligence with that. And lastly, with the public input we heard today, let me ask firstly, does anybody think that we should change the way we're doing public input where they can actually come in front of us at the podium, or do you want to keep it the way it is? Anyone looking to change that? And I had no idea that was coming forward today, frankly.
Well,
Go ahead.
I am interested to hearing from the county administrator when he thinks we could let people in. I would imagine that's coming up here soon, but that's probably on his county administrator items to discuss.
Okay. And I don't know if he's going to discuss mass too, but that might be time for that too then. Do have a lot of people that obviously want to see it changed at this point, especially with the latest data that's out there. So with that, that's all I have, sir.
All right, thanks, sir. Mr. Biles?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll start with a couple good news items, and then we'll talk COVID in addition to how we're holding meetings. So our veteran services teams partnered with Pinellas County in empowering Pasco's veterans and Lowe's to donate holiday bills to veterans' families that will be available on the 1st of April. So that's, again, our veteran services team working with some partners in the community to have meals available for veterans' families available on the 1st of April. The second one is libraries is participating in the Neighborhood Forest Trees program. So children can pick up free trees from the libraries coming up shortly, and the goal is to be planting those the week of Earth Day in the various homes and yards and whatnot. So those two things. With respect to COVID and public participation, I will say the challenge is actually not really this room. The challenge is Dade City. In this room, it's a little easier to socially distance. We can bring them in to the podium and then right out the side. The challenge is trying to replicate that in Dade City. It is not as easy to replicate that process to maintain social distancing in that boardroom. And so we would prefer not to do one process in Newport Richey and a different process in Dade City. We'd like to keep them combined, but we're working over probably the next few weeks to try to figure out a way to get public back into the boardrooms socially distanced until obviously we get a high enough vaccination rate that we have herd immunity. But so we're looking at that. Again, the challenge is not necessarily this room. This room is actually pretty straightforward and easy to manage. It's Dade City, and we don't want to put a process in place in Newport Richey that we could not replicate in Dade City or vice versa. So we're working through that. Facilities is working on that to try to come up with some options for that.
I did see that our number is 7.75 or something in my newsletter. Anything above 5 is community spread, is prevalent, so.
Yeah,
that was.
I was going to get to that in a second. Just real quick on I was trying to say positive.
Yeah, I know.
As of a couple days ago, and I don't have the numbers from yesterday because the state data lags a little bit from what we've actually done vaccination-wise, we're over 20% of the counties had at least one shot, and again, that's significant buffering even while you're waiting on the second shot. So that's a positive number. We've now had 3 times the number of people who have had at least one vaccination. 3 times more people have been vaccinated in Pasco County than have actually been tested positive for the disease. And so continue to make a significant progress in that manner. And that number, I don't believe yet includes some of the federal vaccinations because they're on a separate database that hasn't yet been incorporated into the state database. So I think we're actually in a lot better shape there. I do have a regional call tomorrow with the regional health department directors and the other county administrators to kind of talk through where we are data-wise and where we are seeing things going. Obviously the big spread event that may happen was spring break last week, and so we kind of need to see what has come out of spring break and where we are from that, and then probably make some decisions how we adjust fire, if you will, around the 1st of April, maybe shortly thereafter. From a process in the boardroom perspective, it's probably going to take longer just because of trying to figure out how to manage the Dade City, the location again. So with that, that's kind of all I had from my perspective, but I'll take any questions on either of those topics.
Any questions? Okay. Mr. Steinsteiner?
Let me just comment on the public comment this morning about the First Amendment. There is no case law that we have determined that the process that you're engaged in is violative of the First Amendment nor the Sunshine Law. And in fact, it's actually been lauded by groups like Thousand Friends of Florida as a system that allows the public to continue to have their say before the Board of County Commissioners and provides adequate social distancing. So from a legal standpoint, I don't think that the speaker's comments that you're violating the First Amendment has any credence. But I thought I'd say that for purposes of the record. And that's all I really have to talk.
Okay. Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do have 2 short updates. Earlier this month, we held our driver's license reinstatement event. That is where individuals that have a suspended driver's license due to delinquent fines or fees for court cases such as traffic infractions, criminal traffic, misdemeanor, and felony cases, that they can renew their license, and we try to help them get to be able to do that. We call the event our Operation Green Light to help them get back on the road, and it was held earlier this month. We held it on Wednesday, March 3rd through Saturday, March 6th. I think it was a very successful event. Total revenue that we were able to collect during the event was over $72,500. That money is dispersed to 72 different entities. The county does get a portion of that, and the county will be receiving $12,400, about a little bit over that, from that one event. To help individuals get back on their feet, we waived over $9,600. We had a total of 216 cases paid in full, which is great for our judicial system, and also 22 cases went onto a payment plan. We had 120 cases that were pulled from collections, and from the event, we were able to reinstate 10 driver's licenses, and then we were able to issue licenses that are eligible for reinstatement. They'd have to go to Mr. Fasano's office to finalize that, but that was 288 of those licenses are now eligible for reinstatement. So we have like 300 new drivers back on the road, which is a great event for us and our community. The other item that I wanted to mention is more of a public service announcement. It is a new traffic ticket scam, and I wanted to make sure the public was aware of this scam. Attackers are emailing individuals, and in the email, they're claiming that they have proof of a traffic violation, and it looks official. So the individual would open up the email, and it says, to see proof of the violation, click on this image. You click on the image, and they download a tick bot in the background, which will then take all of your sensitive information, your passwords, where you go to enter information, so even through your banking system. It's a very vicious scam. The FBI has put out an advisory about it as well. I just want the public to know our office does not send out emails related to traffic infractions. So if you receive one of those, delete it immediately. Do not open it at all. It is a scam.
Wow.
See a lot of scams like that.
Yeah,
Okay. That's all you have?
that's it. Thank you,
That's
sir.
good. All right. I don't have anything except for.
I have one more,
You what?
when you're done.
Well, basically, I want to thank all the Dan Biles and Mr. Steinsteiner and all their team and all our employees and all for all the work they do. They work very hard, and things continue to move forward with what we have going on here in Pasco, and got to be very thankful for the way Pasco County's been through this entire year. So it's well noticed when people are doing the right kind of job and paying attention to customer service, and the fact that we got to do the right thing for those people that are citizens that we're serving. So I appreciate everything you do. With that, Ms. Starkey?
I forgot to thank our library staff and the school board employees who hosted me yesterday on a tour of the new Starkey Ranch. I'm going to call it the Starkey Ranch Cultural Center. It is nearing completion. I think they'll have their CO next week, and then furniture and everything starts arriving. And I encourage all of you to get a tour. It is so beautiful, and I really want to see more of these. I want to see us partner with the school district whenever we can, and I hope that as more schools are being built, that we are working ahead of time to co-locate facilities and get more bang for our buck. But the theater, the maker spaces, the outside space where we can have events and show movies outside, the catering kitchen, It's just a great facility. I think we'll be in magazines and win awards for it, and encourage all of you to go take a look at it.
Very good. Anybody else? If not, we'll recess for lunch, and we'll be back at 1:30 for public hearings.